last night, they revealed at the VIP dinner party that Rangerstop and Pop has been purchased by Brett, the owner of Toylanta and Joe Lanta, and that's G.I. Joe, not Joe Pesci. I thought it was like Joe Pesci. Hey, what's going on here? No, but that way, I'm Joe Pesci. No. But I don't know why I did that. But he owns 2 conventions here in Atlanta and in the region, and now Rangerstop and Pop. He's been a visitor here before. You'll probably see him around, and you probably have seen him around, and you may not even realize it, but he's out and about, and now that people know who he is, it's a little bit different. And he told me the other night, he's like, well, I didn't want anybody to know, because I wanted to be treated like a normal fan, because he loves this.
Man, he must be rich.
And he is that, Jeff. He is that. So that's,
Geez,
that is something that he is. And so we'll get in with his good graces, and we'll keep doing this, and we'll have so much fun, guys. But that's the newest Rangerstop and Pop news. We'll be back next year in some form, right here in Atlanta. Right here in Atlanta. I'm gonna stop my news. I don't know. I do things right here in Atlanta, exactly. So that's pretty cool. But let's talk about Power Rangers Wild Force, which is why we're here this morning, you guys. That's it. We're going to the Earth right here, right now. I'm really, really glad you guys could make it in for the panels and for everything this weekend. And I hope you've been having fun. You've been enjoying it?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Y'all make it happen.
To continue with the Sunday thing of like Rangerstop tradition and all that fun, it is kind of more of a family type of convention here. We've all done conventions all over the place, and there's panels all over the place, but they don't all get to be conversational like this. And I feel like it's a unique environment, and I'm glad we have it, and I'm glad we're going to continue to have it. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys made it out. Like I said, so it's 2002, your season, Power Rangers, the last one produced in California before the show's moving. So your final episode, The End of the Power Rangers, was called The End of the Power Rangers. Everybody moving on. And I was wondering if you could describe what that was like, not to just end your season like everyone does, but to end an era of production.
Oh man, you're gonna get her crying.
It's heavy. I know it's an emotional day.
I don't know the whole truth to it, but we were told because of the title, The End of the Power Rangers, that was going to be it. And then of course, Disney got it, took along, whatever. But that shooting that, and they'll remember we shot in downtown LA, and we had the rain machines, and LA at night gets really cold. This was in October or something. So we were soaking wet, 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and we're just sitting there shivering. But where we shot it was the Ambassador Hotel, where Robert F. Kennedy.
Joe, we're not good enough for you.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I have to get ready. I'm supposed.
Oh, good. We'll see you soon, I hope.
What's the highlight of her weekend, supposedly?
Sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was really good, and we knew it was coming to an end, so it was really special for us. But we were miserable because we were just freezing. But now looking back at it, it was just a moment that we cherished.
It kind of added to the rawness of the shot too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Being completely uncomfortable out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it was great. It was shot very, very well. So yeah.
It's a pretty cinematic moment.
Absolutely, yeah.
The rain added a lot to it. Do you want to talk about it at all? Anybody else? You don't have to. It's emotional time, I know.
No, I mean, shooting that episode was a little bit miserable because it was so cold. And middle of the night, so we should have been sleeping. But I was just miserable for like a month because I knew it was going to end. And Jack is right. I did cry with the princess, who's not here with us, but we would just look at each other and start crying because we knew that it was going to be over, and cons like this didn't exist back then. So little did we know that we would be reuniting a couple times a year for cons and getting to see each other, which is so wonderful, and getting to see you guys. And it was a sad time for me. I just was upset that we wouldn't be seeing our family, our Power Ranger family anymore. Yeah. And now I have to deal with these two bozos.
And now you're stuck together for life, huh? But I'm happy about that. I think we're all pretty happy that this has come along and become a thing. That kind of segues in, and Jack, if you want to talk about the DVD.
No, I'm good.
But it kind of goes along with everything that we've seen over the years, the legacy, the tradition. What was your first convention, and how did it feel? It's such a convoluted question to ask somebody, but feeling the emotion and the support for the show a few years after you've done it, probably 2007 was the first convention, Power Morphicon.
Always started right
Yeah, Los LA 2007, I think was the first Power Rangers specific convention at Power Morphicon. Was anybody at that Power Morphicon #1? Very first Power Morphicon. I was there, guys, and I can tell you literally anything happened, and you'll have to believe me because you weren't there. It sounds like, but that's okay. But no, it was a lot of fun, and when that stuff started, we've got what we have now, conventions all over the world with this stuff. You get to travel. How often do you travel to?
She travels a lot.
Yeah, we see you at all the different shows. We see you doing a lot of different things.
Now, I mean, sorry to cut you off.
Please do it.
Are these questions that you guys are interested in or not?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh, okay, because I didn't want him just asking what he wants.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to their questions too. We got plenty of time. You think it's like, oh, we'll get to their questions and it'll be fine and we'll fill the hour and it'll be like 4 minutes have gone by and you're like, uh-oh.
He's getting us hyped up for
Don't worry.
our
All
questions.
right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're traveling.
I mean, I travel not just for cons, but just all over the place. I'm producing a show right now about kids who travel and cook and eat. They're my kids, so it's pretty awesome. So I've been traveling a lot, but you know, I try to fit in the cons whenever I can, and when I am traveling for work, I try to fit in signings at comic book shops. So that's been pretty awesome. Because then I don't have to deal with Jack or Drew when I do those
You get to be the
by
Lone Ranger.
myself. Yeah. No, I love them. Those are amazing.
It's a good camaraderie.
Yeah, but I actually don't think I was at the first Power Morphicon. I don't think I was, but I think I was at the second one. And I was just shocked beyond belief. And I was totally unprepared. Like, I didn't have a banner, I think I had maybe one photo, and it was just my headshot even, not even like a Power Rangers specific photo, and I was shocked at how many people were there and wanting to know more about our experience on the show and just wanting a photo together, and it was incredible.
And now we're still at it.
And now we're still at it,
still
and
going
it's
strong,
so
too.
much better. It was in this tiny little room, and
Yeah.
now it's huge.
It's great. It's nice to get to do it. And it's because you guys come out and do it. That's what makes
Yeah.
it worth it. Let's go ahead and see what we have to say, everybody. If we get to, I'll step back in, but let's see what we have for questions. Let's go here.
Oh, my mind just blanked.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
See, I mean, this is why he has to do this. Like, so we're ready.
It's okay.
We'll come right back to you if you want me to.
Okay.
I don't, there's no pressure on it.
Yeah, sorry.
We can do his question and come right back to you if you want.
So my question is, if y'all got a season 2, which y'all deserve, how would you want season 2 to go, or what would you want to see happen in season 2?
For Danny to talk a lot more, being in a lot more of the episodes. I feel I was gypped kind of it a little bit. I only had 2 episodes out of what, 44?
I only have one.
Oh. All right.
We've got in touch with Boom Studios about picking up where Merrick and Zanaku walked off. Can't go into it. We already have a rough draft written out and everything. And so I can't say that, but that would be really cool to continue the story of Merrick and Zanaku and Lunar Wolf and everything. But if nobody's seen the Super Sentai Japanese version of Power Rangers, it's really cool. It's not Saturday morning kids TV.
Oh.
It's more PG-13.
No.
And if they reboot it, it would be really super cool if they went that direction.
Yeah.
And, just kind of made it a little bit more PG-13 and everything. So, some of the death scenes were just kind of like burning with acid. Phil got burned with acid,
Oh my.
killed, but then was brought back to life. And I'm like, good Lord, man. But, completely different. But yeah, it's really intense. And that'd be really super cool if they kind of followed more in that kind of thing right there.
You came back.
Okay, yeah, no. Now, obviously, you guys didn't get a chance to cross over with Ninja Storm because production shifted and they didn't want to fly you guys out all the way to New Zealand for being cheap and all that. Were you guys ever asked to return to the show? Because Wild Force is one of the only seasons where none of the Rangers have ever fully returned to the show in any capacity. Has that ever
we
come up?
were for the 20th anniversary in 13. They did send contracts out, to me, I don't know about you guys, but to go down there and join up for the
Legendary Battle?
Yeah, for that. But then I think others, people or whatever, some with contracts didn't agree, and then it just got too much of a pain, so they just had us and the Japanese footage in our, you know, or spandex, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, that would have been really cool. Other than that, no, we were never asked to. So, yeah. But the phone's it's always there.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a question for these two. Working with the original Princess Shayla, because I found out a while ago there was another actress who played her. I was, yeah, well, you know, was there a difference between after Anne-Marie Crotch was
I mean, we didn't get to know her too well because we only filmed with her for a little bit. I think Jack even less because you weren't there in the very beginning.
Yeah.
But she's a sweet girl. I still sometimes communicate with her on social.
She's super hot.
Oh.
She is married.
Was there a reason why she left, or was it a creative decision?
No, I think they just maybe wanted a different look.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man, there's rumors.
There are rumors.
I mean, no, well, I mean, I'll say what I think. And,
Okay, go ahead.
and you tell me or whoever knows, but what I had heard, which is what kept me in, being afraid pretty much all season, was that I think there was like a long weekend that we had when we started shooting that episode, and they specifically said to us, guys, don't go, like if you go on vacation, don't come back super tan because we gotta match things and, you know, it just won't work. And I want to say that she went to Mexico or something like that and got her tan going on and her stuff. So when she came back, they were like, dude, we just told you not to do that, so we're getting someone else.
Yeah, that's the
I
story I've
think
heard too.
I had
Yeah.
never heard that.
Which
so.
is
Yeah.
why, you know, I was so afraid to steal my helmet and steal stuff after when we were done, because I thought, man, I want to keep working in Hollywood, and if they're going to just, you know, blackball me, it's not worth my helmet or my suit. But now I realize what a dummy I was.
Exactly, we were talking about that.
But yeah, that's what I
Someone
thought.
else.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I had never heard that story.
That's it. Not too shabby. Right up front.
If you could, like, create your own ranger team with, like, you and, like, other rangers from, like, throughout the seasons, like, who would be your ultimate team? And you can't choose someone for your cast.
I'll be quick then, because I've never seen any other ones, so I don't have anything to relate to. But like I always say, probably the red from some other one, because they're always the coolest ones.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Ninja Storm, because we didn't get to do a crossover. So, I mean, that would have been really cool right there. Of course, the original OG Pioneers would be awesome. I thought, well, we got to work with Time Force, great season, so we got to do that. But In Space was also really cool. But definitely Ninja Storm, that would have been awesome right there.
Let's go. Let's go here.
Yeah. I'm sure you remember me. I was at your booths recently.
Yes,
By the
sir.
way, I gotta come back to you because I forgot your
Okay,
photo.
well, we were looking for you.
Yeah, I'll
Michael,
come back
so,
for
yeah,
it.
it's
I'll
there
come
for
back
you.
for it after this. Anyway,
bet. All right.
I was going to say, I'm one of the few people who have seen Gal Ranger, courtesy of Tubi, and I have to say, is there anything you glad they changed over in America that was initially in Gal Ranger?
I never saw it.
I've never seen a Scout Ranger.
I haven't seen all of them. I've seen a few of them. But again, I mean, you know, it was kind of like what we were saying. It's more PG-13. So like, if they could bring that whole concept over, that'd be awesome. Because
Yeah.
I went over there to sign in Japan back last December, and we were trying to get to the studio to meet my counterpart. Couldn't make that happen. But we went to the Super Sentai Cafe restaurant. And they had a whole wall of these custom plaques and whatever, and all the Japanese actors and everything came in there, announced myself, they flipped out. And it was like, what was it, No American Gallo Silver? Was that it?
American No Gal Silver.
American No Gallo Silver. And I went, what? I went over there and grabbed my 8x10 prints, and oh, and so it was absolutely cool. And so they immediately brought out the plaque. I signed it, and it went right up there on the wall. And then I gave them a couple other 8x10 prints. And then on another wall, they had everything from 1975 all the way to 2023. And so I got a picture, you can see it on my Instagram, and I'm standing right next to our season right there. So it was really, really cool.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, this is a question about acting in general. So, do you have a preference between on film, live action, or sorry, live like theater or voice work? And then second part, is there a medium that you guys would like to work more with? Like you mentioned producing, you mentioned working for studios. So do you have a preference for the medium that you act with? And then is there anything else that you'd like to explore more into?
Whatever gets me a paycheck, man. I'll do whatever.
I mean, I prefer on camera. I haven't done much voiceover, just the stuff we did on Power Rangers for the helmet head stuff. And producing has been a load of fun, so I love that.
Found something you like, might as well stick with that.
Jack?
Oh, Jack, yeah.
I don't know, for me, as what you were asking, brother, I would never do theater. I don't like it. I think it's, you know, you get overworked, you don't get paid. And to me, doing the same thing over and over just kind of gets boring, bro. That's why I think TV is fun, because you change up things, you know. And then also, though, being in a movie is really cool, because you work really hard for 6 months or so, and then you're off and you move on to another character. And I think for myself, that's what's fun about acting, is getting to play, you know, completely different people. But a paycheck too, he's right.
Yeah, so were there any notorious pranksters on set? And if so, what was a memorable prank that they did?
It has to be.
Oh, they all pranked me on my first day. So of course they'd been filming for a couple months or whatever, and I showed up early in the morning, go in there, I'm a little nervous. They're all in Jessica's room watching a movie, and I kind of come in there and it's like, hey, they turn around. Yeah, can we help you? And, I'm number 6, Philip Andrew, Lunar, Wolf. You know, look at each other. No, we're supposed to be us 5. Maybe you're in the wrong building, dude, or something like that. And I just remember I was like, oh, okay. And then I think it was Phil. I was like, dude, we're joking with you, man. Come on in. So yeah, that was very memorable, because that was the first time I met him, and here we are, 23 years later, still friends. So yeah.
That's awesome. We'll go to her right there.
All right. So apart from your animal crystals, if there was any other animal you could have as a Zord, what would you want?
Ooh, I love the gorilla.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome. That's one I wish I had.
Yeah.
I would have a porcupine. Because they're amazing creatures. Lions are scared of them.
Yeah.
With good reason.
I'm gonna go with Sasquatch.
Man. Let's take it to the cameraman there, and then we'll come right to you.
Hello, what do you guys think your characters were doing during the events of Forever Red?
Oh, literally?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Bro, at home chilling.
Sleeping, catching up on sleep
Yeah.
But y'all filmed a little bit though for that, right?
for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's just, you know, you gotta understand, for us, we were working a lot, you know, sometimes even some Saturdays, so it was a lot of hours, and then, when that episode came along, they looked at us like, man, these guys, what are they gonna say? And they were like, hey guys, we're so sorry, but you're only saying 1 or 2 lines today, and then you have the rest of the week off, because it's only the Reds, and we were like,
Paid off.
Paid time off. Paid time off.
Yeah, and I didn't have anything on that, so it was couch, whatever, vacation, or no sun vacation, but you know, just chill. But yeah, it was awesome, because we still got paid. It was like, all right, cool, whatever, you know.
Hello guys, welcome back to Atlanta. My question is, carrying on the conversation from earlier, you guys had strict requirements for being on screen about you can't be too tan and things like that. Can you talk to us a little bit about your fitness regimen, some of the things that you guys did to stay in shape on set? And now, in the future, even though it's only 5 years in the future, what are you guys doing nowadays to keep and fit, keep healthy?
Jess, you look the best. Talk.
So I'm Filipino.
There goes the rest of us.
I don't work out. I'm horrible. I need to do better. But I have a walking treadmill underneath my desk. And I chase after 3 little kids all day long.
That's exercise.
So that's exercise. On the show, I mean, we had the stunt training, so that was really intense and crazy. And, you know, just whenever they would let us try our own stunts, that was amazing. I did end up doing some classes with some of the stunt guys, like various forms of martial arts, and I did American boxing, and I think that's pretty much it.
Since you had the Noble Tiger baton, did you have to take any like bonus eskrima stick classes or any baton classes?
No, I didn't, and everyone sort of makes fun of me that my weapon was a baton.
It's a blunt object.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
If it works, it works.
Do some
right?
damage with that thing.
I agree.
Yeah. What's up, man?
If this was asked and answered, we can move on to the next question. First on set all the time, last on set all the time, which one?
Right here, bro.
First?
I was always first
The
on
girls,
set,
the girls
always
were
last.
always first.
Yeah, you had to be
because
there
of
like
the
2
hair
or
and
3
makeup.
hours early because of
The girls were always first. We were always the first ones in the chair.
In the chair, correct, she just said it.
Oh,
But
he
I
would
was
just
the-
come
I
first
was the
because
first one there.
he was
always.
lonely at
I should
home.
rephrase, constantly early and constantly late.
Never late, but constantly early. I'm
Jack
still
is
that guy.
always early, and if I ever make plans with him, I have to know that he's gonna come at least half an hour early.
That's great, yeah.
See, but, I mean, some people understand, some don't. And the ones that don't understand, I always tell them it's because of my mother. Because when I was probably, I don't know, man, 4 years old, you know, I used to get up and be like, hey, Mom, I'm hungry, can I get some breakfast? And she'd be like, Papi, go brush your teeth, go, you know, make your bed, and your room better be cleaned up. Because if not, there's no breakfast. So that just stayed in my mind, man. So I'm always, and then I really, like I tell you guys that the main thing I appreciate from all of you is your time. Because, you know, everything else, man, including money, it comes and it goes and there's replacements for it. But your time, you can't replace that, bro. So for me, I feel horrible being late somewhere because I'm eating into your time and that's very disrespectful. So that's just the way I was raised.
But on time.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to be the one that eats the hors d'oeuvres first.
First look at the craft service.
Yes.
We'll go right down there.
So, Jessica, you both mentioned some things that you're working on post Power Rangers, obviously, and again, we thank you for your time and commitment to this series that is special to a lot of us. What are some additional things outside of, or even intertwining, that you guys, and Jack, you as well, are working on that, you know, you would love for us to know, to follow, potentially support?
Well, you know, I've started like a lot of on social media, the Twitch. When we first started, we watched all of Wild Force, which I haven't seen since we filmed. And so getting to see the fans, being able to tell them, you know, cool behind the scenes stuff and everything was really cool. Now we did that, going all the way back to Mighty Morphin, because again, the majority of us have not seen other seasons. You know, it's just, you know, we just went in there, filmed, and we didn't know, because we were all in high school when it debuted in '93. So, you know, it's just, oh yeah, that kid's TV show kind of thing. But now being able to go back, watching the original Mighty Morphin, and talking with the fans on Twitch is really cool. Starting that, and then just getting more interact with them, which we haven't been able to do in the past. So that, I mean, that's amazing. So that's what I've been doing. So, yeah.
I design and manufacture and sell a line of women's swimwear. So it's summer coming up. This week is the first day of summer. So check it out. It's jessicaray.com. And like I said before, the show that I'm producing, I mean, nothing is out yet. We're still filming. It's called Fork in the Road. So you can follow that on Instagram. And I think that's it. Just been traveling a lot. I love to help people plan their travel. So if anyone needs help planning a trip, send me a DM on Instagram. I am the real Jessica Ray, because obviously there's a fake one out there and she won't give her name to me. But I'm the real one, the real Jessica Ray.
So for myself, I've been lucky enough to continue to act, you know, throughout the years. And right now, I'm on a show called Lincoln Lawyer. It's on Netflix. So season 4, I did like 6 episodes of that. So that was a lot of fun. And now just back to the whole auditioning process and then trying to book the next job, man. We're not actors, we're professional job searchers.
That's it. You guys both over there. Both of you, whenever you want to go, however you want to go.
So Jessica, when you were on our YouTube show, you said that one of your cast members pointed out that you blinked in your morph. Which one was it? You didn't want to tell us on our couch. Didn't tell us now.
It was Ricardo.
Oh.
What happened? That you blinked in your morph?
So in the opening scene when we morph into our helmets, you know, we all were watching it for the first time, and we were all like, "Oh, that's so awesome!" And he was like, "Oh, you
Just a random thing to pick up right there.
Thank you."
I mean, was it that noticeable? Like,
Apparently, and then now that's all I see. Now it's all you'll see when you watch it. So thank you.
Do you have a two? Oh, you're raising your hand in solidarity. I like that. Very cool. Let's go. I love the top hat.
Oh, thank you, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for being here and celebrating Wild Forest and the convention. Just a round of applause for that. Power Rangers has been a huge inspiration for me when it comes to becoming an actor. I'm currently going to school for it in New York. And I was just curious to know what the audition process was like for Wild Forest.
very long. I think we all auditioned about 6, 7, or 8 times. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. I mean, they had us first come in, they would narrow it down, of course, and then they put us on film. And then for me, because they were already filming, we went to Christmas hiatus. And then after, everybody came back in January, they called my agent back up again and said, hey, we need to see him one more time. My agent was like, dude, you've seen him like 6 or 7 times. You got him on camera. Either hire him or you know what. And they were like, okay, he's hired. Oh, no. But
that's gotta be great.
So yeah, but it was very, very long process getting hired and everything.
So Power Rangers was my very first TV audition ever. I had been doing commercials just for a year. I was in school getting my MBA. And I was like, well, maybe I'll try out this acting thing. And they sent me on this Power Ranger audition. I honestly thought it was for like a co-star role or like a walk-on role. And I could not understand why they kept calling me back like 7, 8 times. I'm like, wow, if this is what it's like for TV for a one-day role, I don't really want to do this. I'd rather just do commercials. It's so much work. It's hard, and it was far, right? The auditions were in Valencia. So I got to the final audition, and the lady signing people in was like, "What color are you?" And I was like, "Brown." And she's like, "What color are you auditioning for?" I'm like, "I don't understand your question." So they took me in the room. They're like, "You are auditioning to be a Power Ranger," and I was like, "What?" And I freaked out, and because the whole time they had me reading just different sides, like random different sides that I don't know. I had never really seen Power Rangers before. So she's like, "You're here to audition to be a Power Ranger. Let me look it up." She's like, "You're here for the white one," and so then they sent me into the room, and of course I was just nervous all of a sudden because I'm like, oh wow, this is kind of a big deal. And there were, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 guys sitting behind the table. Later I found out they were like the producer, the director, associate producer. And I did my scene, and then one of them looked at me and they're looking at my resume and they said, "Well, it says here that you can dance." Dance. And I was like, I said, "I'll dance if you sing." I mean, because it was so awkward and weird. And one of the producers, like one